Hi Gemini, here's a general look at your solar chart for October 2009. Now the focus is going to be many faceted as usual. I say that because that's where you like it. You're a sign that can adapt to different situations, and in fact you enjoy the challenge, and you have a curious, inquisitive nature. This month, for some of the month, it's going to be about material issues. So issues around property perhaps, possessions, finances, consolidating things, setting priorities, maybe rethinking on those kinds of material levels, anything which affects the material security. And so you can be, well, this can be a very productive time for you to repair, build, maintain, but in a creative kind of a sort of a way. So anything under your care, anything under your guardianship, anything on which you rely for sustenance. So that can be directly or indirectly. So directly, well, that's food, water, air. That's what you enjoy doing. That's Mother Nature maybe, or music, or your space, or your iPod, or your bank account, or your leisure activity, or your relationship. Whatever it is for you, because always with these monthly predictions, it relies upon the moment you were born and your personal natal chart. So these are just generalizations. So whatever it is for you, these sorts of things are going to be important, where you'll be weighing things up, evaluating and re-evaluating maybe, and perhaps you need to look at what there is in your life which you maybe underestimate. And it could be that you underestimate aspects to do with yourself and what you're worth, and what your knowledge is worth, what your talent is worth. Maybe you need to really develop that talent further. Perhaps that's the stage you're at. Or maybe it's about somebody else around, and you know, it's difficult to say, but this is the kind of feeling here. It could just be about finances, that's up until the 17th. Or it could be about more subtle issues. It could be about, you know, how you can actually fill that piggy bank more. Or it could be that you are thinking, how can you make this stretch further, and how can you get a better return on your outlay? Those sorts of things. But you're being creative with it, and that looks quite fun. That looks like you're going to enjoy that sort of being innovative and creative and playing around with ideas, because you know that's your sort of scene really. Now, issues from the past could be family issues, ancestry. It could be to do with you know, a voice from the past, and a scenario that comes into the present which is to do with the past. This has been a sort of an underlying sore point for many of you for a while. So sort of the family dynamics, getting your house in order. You're very likely going to be able to do that now, Gemini. A really good time to help you to iron things out over any kind of family tension, if that is an issue for you, will be up until the middle of the month. But actually, when Saturn moves away from that area, those bones that have been jangling around in the cupboard, maybe a little bit more loudly for some of you, that heavy energy is going to move away from there, and that means that things are just going to get resolved somehow, maybe with a little bit of, you know, help from your friends, compromise, and understanding how you have to say goodbye to somebody or something to do with your past. It can also be, Gemini, that you're actually building something to do with the home base. This is another way the energy can work. So you see, there's a lot of sort of maybes going on here, but I think many of you will be sensing the end of the tunnel to do with that underlying difficulty that's been going on, maybe a sense of lack or frustration or sadness, even to do with something in your past or somebody from your past. And a spring cleaning is going to be going on, and the sense of letting it go quite happily as well, and new beginnings just around the corner. Now, Venus, the bringer of beauty, is underpinning this area of your chart, so you should be enjoying family relationships and particularly contact with children this month, and really appreciating your environment, your neighborhood, your community, your surroundings. And then from the 17th, you're likely to be in conversation a lot more. I think at the beginning of the month you'll be quite sort of inward, really, and reflective and introspective, and then that energy starts to push outwards, and your sign is an extrovert sort of a sign, Gemini, so you're more at home with what happens from the 17th of the month. You'll be in conversation, whether that's to do with business and negotiations, just sort of chatting with your mates, or it could be something more weighty and important, or it could be to do with your creative side. Great for media, great for promotions, buying, selling, publicity, but also it can be that you are very much enjoying bouncing ideas off somebody, and there might be a toing and froing of messages going on quite intensely from the 17th. That's a way the energy can project out into our reality. There's lots of ways it can do, but suffice it to say that communications are going to be really, really important from then. That's from the 17th of the month. And there's a general lightening going on from the very, very end of the month, from, you know, like your home area and family relationships. So that's all good news. And I think you'll somebody's going to be around that's you're really going to be feeling valued by for you, you know, who you are, and that's from mid-month more. And I feel like you're going to be able to, you know, embrace that and accept that, and also romance could find some of you from the middle of the month too. In fact, it looks as though it could be quite active on that level from mid-month for those of you who are looking. The 8th to the 14th doesn't look so hot. That's a bit heavier going there. You might have to work harder there. Now, you'll be more inclined to take the lead and to initiate making contact with people, or new contacts, making new connections, traveling more as well, more toing and froing. And this starts from the 17th and goes on for many, many, many months, actually. It goes on right into next year. So you'll be flitting more. And that looks interesting too, because that is really the kind of thing that you do enjoy, is all that variety and change. There could be some differences of opinions and some hot debates going on with certain people at some points during the month, particularly from the 17th. Now the new moon comes into the area of your love life, Gemini, and that looks pretty good. And so this means that there's going to be a new chapter, new beginnings for many of you, if you know you're on the lookout for this kind of thing in your love life. And for others of you, it will be related to your relationship with your children, or it could be to do with animals or leisure activities, fun activities of all kinds. Lots of space for new beginnings coming in there, and also you feeling more competitive and confident, and making an impression, making your mark, making an impact on the world over these coming weeks. Well, that's it for October. If you know your rising sign, have a listen to that too.